despite the woke stuff that you now disdain, despite the fact that you think that Democrats stand for only trans issues and nothing else that apparently you campaigned on all these years for Democrats, first for Biden, then for Harris. So the bottom line is, everything that you now disavow, you tried your very best and tried very, very hard to get in front of every TV camera that would take you to campaign for Kamala Harris, who you now claim supported trans and DEI issues that you think are completely misguided. So the bottom line is, everything that you're saying now about how you're going to help MAGA means that you threw out every value that you stood for. Because you can't be, Eric Bolling and I have known each other a long time.
There's some things that
that's the radicalism. It's like, oh, because you believe in MAGA, that means you just abandon all your philosophies. I'm like, whoa, sis. Whoa. I mean, what do you expect when you do all this? You put your ass out there, you put your neck out there for a whole party, and they kind of backstab you by, one, not telling you where the money's going, and then two, by getting pretty much everybody to turn against you because you want to expose them. Like, come on now. Let's be real. She came out on Sean Ryan and pretty much said that, yeah, one of the main reasons they got mad at her was she was trying to come out about the fact that Biden wasn't mentally well. She was also trying to come out about the fact that, hey, yo, the money wasn't being spent right. And it's kind of scary because, let's be real, who's really running America if this man Biden is, mentally declining? Who's really running this?
We don't agree.
Unelected officials. Ain't kind of crazy how the Dems were complaining about Elon being an unelected official.
Finish speaking. I was very quiet when you spoke. When you were speaking. Eric and I don't agree on much.
It's so crazy. But shout out Big Wave Dave. He said this may be sexist. However, waking up next to either of these women would give me nightmares. I'm crying.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Okay, that's funny. Like,
what did he say?
I mean, give me nightmares. I'm weak as hell. You know what? I'll give you that, Dave. I give you that. I wouldn't partake or try my luck at any of them either.
Eric and I don't agree on much. We have completely diametrically opposed views. So if I suddenly said to Eric today, Eric, I am going to campaign for MAGA, and everything that you've been saying for the last 15, 20 years that I've known you, Eric Bolling, you have been right on everything. Eric would rightly say, Julie, you sat next to me on TV show after TV show and we argued. I know where your heart has been. What has changed? And if I said to Eric, you know what? People went on social media and called me the C word and called me the B word. You know what Eric would do? And Eric, I don't want to speak for you. I think you'd laugh at me. Because you'd say, are you really throwing away every single thing that you stood for because some randos were mean to you on Twitter? And that's exactly what you're saying you did, Lindy.
Absolutely
not. That's the problem that people have with you.
Hold on. You don't know anything about me. We haven't
spoken
in 10 years. So you don't even know the values that I hold. I still very much believe that
I've been following you very hard.
Issue. Can I finish? You asked me to finish, right? So I'm going to finish now. There are issues that I hold dear to my heart. And the environment is the top one. I also believe that gun violence is a serious issue in our country. Those things will never change. And I hold these issues just because I'm now supporting the Republicans doesn't mean that I somehow relinquish these values. But I have been slowly shifting to the right. Personally, there are things that have happened in my life. There are people that I met. I don't want to talk about it. But I've been shifting rightwardly. Frankly, it's none of your business. I don't owe you an accounting of why I turned rightward.
Lindy, your shift happened after the election.
But nobody believes you.
You've been shifting all recently, but you weren't shifting when you were a surrogate for both, the Democrat Party and then Kamala Harris. Where were you saying?
What I've been telling you is that there's a paper trail.
The right to the right to life. Where was that 4 weeks ago?
Wait, I haven't said anything about the right to life. I haven't said anything. Wait, hold on.
I believe you just said pro-life. Did you just say you're pro-life? I pretty much.
What about the environment? What about the environment?
No, I didn't say it was pro-life. I said Bob Casey's pro-life. I didn't say anything about abortion today.
Lindy, are you pushing the GOP?
Lindy, drill, baby, drill.
Well, let me ask Dean. Look, Dean, look, I wasn't expecting this debate. This is actually a very interesting debate because this is going on a lot. There are lots of people who are migrating, whether it's Mark Zuckerberg, a bit like that, or Lindy, or whatever. It's a very interesting debate about the validity of their conversion. So, Dean, what do you make of this from everything you've heard so far?
With Lindy, look, Lindy's made her choice. And if she's going to be consistent with her values in the GOP and try to change the GOP to be consistent with her views on saving lives from gun violence, on addressing climate change, well, that would be a good move within the GOP. The GOP needs that. I'm not here to attack Lindy. That's her choice. Mark.
The GOP is never going to address climate change because we see it as a scam. Now, we can have that debate later, but yes, that's the main reason why you'll never see this climate change talk, because it'll, as we've seen in the UK, is BS, and all it does is hike up energy prices. Like, yeah, we're not going for it.
Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos are billionaires with power. They did this for a business decision. They didn't make donations. They made investments in Donald Trump's campaign, and they expect to be rewarded. Elon Musk with more contracts, with tax cuts for the wealthy, the billionaires class, and less regulations, and allowing more mergers so they can make even more money because they're upset with Biden because his FTC and DOJ slowed down mergers of big corporations. They're anti-consumer, pro-bottom line. So Pierce, I have a different view. Lindy's one person. She made her choice. She's going to have to answer for herself. If she's truthful, MAGA will embrace her. If not, they'll reject her. They're not dummies. I don't believe what some people say on the left about MAGA. They're not dumb. They're smart. They're dangerous, but they're smart. My biggest concern is big power.
Dean,
yes.
MAGA rejects her. Sorry, Lindy. MAGA rejects you. And frankly, MAGA rejects Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and the rest of the people who decided that there's a more fruitful path towards Mar-a-Lago and the White House now than it was 4 weeks ago.
You are not the gatekeeper of MAGA. No one appointed you. I don't like St. Peter by the pearly gates. That's not up to you. You know who it's up to? It's up to American people. And I have gotten thousands of letters, thousands of messages on a daily basis, and I read as much as I can. I have never seen so much kindness, barring these like far-right lunatics. Eric, you're not one of them. I actually happen to like you outside of this. The amount of love and welcome that I've gotten from conservative Republicans is so incredible. So incredible.
Lindy, I would have so much more respect for you if you would just say, look, I've been a lifelong Democrat. I've supported the Democrats. I've worked with the Democrats. I've raised money for Democrats, including Kamala Harris. And you know what? I'm not all of a sudden change and see the light that Donald Trump is the savior.
What I mean is,
but you flipped so
me?
dramatically in such a short period of time,
years-long evolution.
Give it a breath. Give it a breath. You're out everywhere that will host. Julie's right. Everywhere that will host you, you'll go on CNN, MSNBC, Fox. You're all over Fox saying what a great, pro-Trump MAGA personality you are right now because you're getting booked all over the place. Give it a minute. Prove yourself.
I never once said I was MAGA, to be honest. I've never even used that word, so I don't know why.
Well, Trump is MAGA. Let's be honest. Trump is MAGA, period, full stop.
Most of my hits have been my criticisms of Democrats, to be honest. I don't think I've ever been on one.
You're going to get booked because you're the Democrat who's criticizing other Democrats. It's very bookable, very clickable, in fact. But as someone on the inside of the movement,
and I happen to have a lot to say. I have donors who are terrified of speaking out. I have a duty of care to say what the heck went wrong with the campaign because it was a.
See, now this is what I got to give her credit. Okay, so. And here's the thing. She tried to make the claim of, there was other people trying to speak out. It wasn't just you. So what makes you so special? I'm like, well, let's be real. She's the only person who put herself out there to low-key risk her name, her position, job, all that good stuff. She's the only one who put herself out there with no benefit to her. All of them hid in the shadows, and she came to the spotlight. So it's kind of tough to sit there and kind of judge her, I guess her loyalty at this point. Because, I mean, damn, she gave it all up.
Fucking disaster. It was a disaster.
Well, that's different. Now that is commendable. Now there's a Democrat saying we screwed up. We need to find out what we did wrong, come back stronger, and beat them. That would be admirable.
I think Lindy. Hang on, Lindy. I think the point Eric is making, which is a strong one and a valid one, I think, which is you could have done all this criticism of the Democrats whilst remaining a Democrat, somebody who voted. Hang on. Somebody who voted for a Democrat literally just a few months ago, right? But instead, what you want people like Eric to believe is that somehow you've been really going more and more right-wing for years, and actually now you're a full-on Trumper, and he's saying, well, hang on a second, why did you vote the way you did only in November?
I think I'm a full-on conservative. I'm finally free to be who I am. That I don't have to be ashamed of it because I live in Philadelphia. It's a stigma to be a Republican here.
Yeah, but none of the panel, with respect though. But Lindy, when you have both Julie and you have Eric both just not buying this at all. You've got a bit of a PR problem, haven't you?
You know, it's so crazy. This man Pierce know what he's doing, low key. He's like, he knows he can just sit there and say, I ain't gonna lie. We all know politics is on a spectrum. So it's kind of crazy how we're trying to hardliner on, are you MAGA or are you just straight Democrat? I'm like, yes, there are such things as conservative Democrats who are, well, what's it? They are fiscally conservative, but socially Democrat. It's like, I've heard of that before. I think that's kind of where she's leaning into, but it's kind of funny how they're trying to hard point her on, like, well, what side are you really on? I'm like, oh, wow, okay.
I don't need these two lovely individuals to buy anything. I'm comfortable with myself. I know who I am. I know that I'm a conservative, and I've been a conservative, and I've been ashamed of being conservative. There are things like, you could go look at my old tweets. There have been issues that
I'm really sorry. Look, I'm really struggling. If you've always been a conservative, why did you keep voting Democrat? I don't get it.
Let's think about it. I'm not just a Democrat. I'm somebody who ran for Congress as a 24-year-old as a Democrat. And again, twice.
So my question is, why did you keep running,
it was so
campaigning?
Hard for me to leave.
But why did you keep running, campaigning?
Lindy, Lindy, I want you to understand.
Lindy, with all respect, why did you keep running, campaigning, and voting as a Democrat if you've always been
in the city of Philadelphia, it's a 1 to 8 registration breakdown. For every one Republican, there are 8 Democrats. That is how much of a landslide it is here. And I grew up in the age of Obama. Like, the year that I went to college was 2008. The first year that Obama was elected. I was 17 years old and so captivated by this man promising hope.
Yeah, Obama, I ain't gonna lie, you could pretty much say Obama was like the blue wave that like died down later on. Like, we got to give it to that man, that respect.
And change. I bought into it, despite the fact that my family had reservations because my parents were very
like, bro, if you weren't voting for Obama, it's like, bro, people didn't actually, what's wrong with your head or something. It was just like wild. It was just like everybody just hardlined Obama, and I'm just like, damn. And now we're all sitting here just like, huh? Was that man really born in America?
But you understand that like, if I began all of a sudden start Muslims for MAGA, I'm Muslim. Dino Vidal begins Muslim for MAGA. Love me, MAGA. I'm now your friend. They'd be like, you're the jackass that used to trash us on social media, on MSNBC. And I'd be like, yeah, I am. But I'm now Muslims for MAGA. Why? I got a book deal. I got a TV deal. I'm not saying that's what you're getting, but that's what we see, right? I don't attack you. Like, you make your choice. You have to live with yourself at the end of the day. It's between you and yourself. For me, it's the big billionaires who are going to get more money at our expense that really upset me. But you can see the hesitation, and you saw it online, Lindy. There are people, Democrats, who are not crap posters, like you call them, who are really like stunned by what you've done. And this transition from a big cheerleader on our side to now attacking us nonstop on the other side. Again, you have to live with that. But I think Pierce has done a good job. You probably should have brought legal counsel here, Lindy, for this. You could object to the call. I'm a lawyer. I could object if you want. Wink at me and I'll say objection. But honestly, I think it's a problem for either side to believe you right now. That's the reality.
Oh, wow.
That's the truth. I'm not being mean.
Thank you for being respectful, by the way. Thank you for not being acerbic. Can I please finish Julie Radzinsky? Is it Radzinsky or I don't know.
And shout out Fox. He's like, I like that they're calling her out. I mean, you know what? Me too. Because I always say anything is up for speculation. And it's always fair to keep those things up for speculation. It's like, yeah, but you're right. I think it's a bit unfair off the fact that I'm like, well, we kind of look deeper into this. Supposedly, she did lose way more than she had to gain from this. But then again, though, it's still safe to speculate. Well, this could all be a ploy. This could all be an act. You could just be jumping and sinking shit because you see there's no more money in it. I mean, those are alarms that could be raised.
But
go ahead, Lindy Lee.
In terms of Republicans, if you're going to pile on anyone who's willing to help you win the midterms, willing to do what they can, willing to hear you out and learn more about where you're coming from, no one's going to come over.
But why should? But Lindy, again, with the optics of this, why should the Democrats listen to someone who says I've been a secret conservative the whole time? I mean,
I'm down with them. They don't need to listen to me. I don't need them.
No, but why should they take any advice from you anyway? Since you've now admitted you've always been a secret Republican, you just happen to. I
spent how many months trying to give them advice? November, December, they didn't hear a thing. The DNC chair.
2 months.
We're not gonna act like the Democratic Party hasn't went complete left. Like, at a time, it was like it had some conservative values. it was sensible. Like, it was sensible. Like, we're talking about like the Kennedy Democrats. That was mostly what the Democratic Party was back in the day. They didn't completely switched up. They're pretty much acting like we don't know that, or they're pretty much acting like we haven't seen that happen. So, like I said, it's arguing like doing this to her is a bit disingenuous when we kind of know where she's coming from. Like, yeah, you're an old Democrat. Yeah, you're a Kennedy's Democrat. So, yeah, of course you don't align with most of this BS. I get it. I think they should too. Oh, and shout out Fox says she has a lot to lose and more to gain. I mean, that argument can be made. See, that's what I'm saying. Is like if you when you make that argument, I can't really push too much back against it because it's like, yeah, you got a point. She had a lot to lose, but there's also some she can gain. She can gain a lot of leverage on our side now that she done made this switch and then came over with the secrets. You feel me? It's almost like a defected spy. It's like, look, I'm going from Russia. I'm bringing Russia's secrets over here and giving to America. But at the end of the day, can we trust your ass? Like, thanks for the gift, but can we trust you? Because, you know, you did come from that side. You kind of proved that you're kind of disloyal. So, yeah, sis, I don't know.
Response to my criticisms. In response to my criticisms, attacked me saying that.
When did you attack Kamala Harris before the election?
I raised concerns about her internally.
No, publicly. When did you attack Biden or Kamala before the election?
On July 21st on Fox News Sunday was
No, not after Biden had gone, but while he was still the president.
That was before he was gone.
While he was still the leader of the party, while he was still the nominee. Did you attack Biden while he was still nominee?
Yes.
When?
And consistently
when?
Throughout the month of July, at the tail end
when he was nominee, not after he stood down.
Yes, exactly. I urged him to step aside.
Yeah, but that was after the debate and everything blew up. I'm talking about before that, when everybody knew that this was a massive lie being perpetrated on the American people. That Joe Biden, I wrote columns for 2 years for the New York Post saying this guy is not fit to be president. He's not mentally or physically fit for the job. And then I kept hearing the Democrats collectively telling me, no, he's never